Thank you guys for coming out. I think we have a great design for you guys, but this meeting is primarily about the zoning and traffic patterns around it. So we brought our zoning consultant, Carl Crowley, with master plan. And after he presents his traffic plan, we'll turn it over to our architects, who will give you an exterior view of the building. And after that, we'll go through some Q&A. So again, thank you. And I'd like to say, without your support, without the voter support, this bond would not be possible. And it also wouldn't be possible without the support of your great trustee. So thank you. Carl, you can take it over.
Yes, as Brent mentioned, my name is Carl Crawley, and I'm with Master Plan, and we're the zoning and land use consultants on Urban Park Elementary School. We're going to discuss zoning tonight, along with an overview of the planned new school. If you are joining us, you probably got a postcard from me inviting you to this meeting. There is zoning required. The school has zoning on it, but with the new school, we're going to have to amend that zoning. And part of that will be 2 public hearings, one at the City Planning Commission, one at the City Council. You'll get notice in the mail if you got that postcard about 2 weeks before the Planning Commission and about 2 weeks again for the City Council hearing. We're looking at a hearing at the Planning Commission hopefully in December, and then a City Council meeting shortly thereafter, probably after the first of the year. So Jessica will take over in just a minute. She's going to explain what we're doing in the way of a new school and the layout of that. And then I'm going to come back at the end and talk about the traffic management plan and how the traffic around the school will change when the new school is built. So I'm going to turn it over to Jessica, and she can talk to you about the architecture. Thank you.
Hello, good evening, everybody. My name is Jessica Mabry. I'm a project architect and project manager for Urban Park Elementary School. I'm delighted to have worked on this project and to share it with you this evening. We're going to go over the site plan, an exterior rendering, and then Carl will jump back in with our traffic management plan. As you can see from this diagram here, the existing campus, the existing school, is in a red dashed outline. And the little boxes that kind of surround to the north are the existing portables. And that is overlaid with our new site plan. The large tan block on the left-hand side covers about 4 acres, and that is our new 2-story building. We've got visitor parking to the south and staff parking to the north. We've got a drop-off lane along Wilkes, also along Toland Street, and then the large drive that comes in off Military Parkway. Where you see dots 3 and 7, that is generally where our storm shelter is located. And we've got a few interior courtyards. There's your building as you know it today. And then this is the view off of Wilkes. We've got metal panel, masonry, and a lot of glazing into kind of some secured areas, but not too much glazing into the classroom. And with that, this is our traffic management plan. This was the overall plan that was initially submitted, so everybody can see all the bits. I'm going to zoom in so we can just see the traffic management plan. And with that, Carl.
Okay, so when we're designing and put a new school in there, we can solve a lot of the traffic problems that are with an existing school. And this school obviously originally started as an old school, and then we've done additions to it, and you have the portables, which is, as Jessica may not have pointed out, but you see no portables on this new school. So there'll be no portables. So if you like the portables, I'm sorry to tell you, there won't be any portables left. So, but we can lay this site plan out such that we can keep the traffic in the campus, pretty much the whole thing. What we have on Wilkes, there's one bus that currently serves the campus. That will be the pre-K queue for parents and stuff there. That's the pre-K sort of end of the building. Then on Tolan, we can divide, and between Tolan and Military Parkway, we can divide those two based on age or grade level, depending on how the principal wants to divide them up. There's more queue on Military Parkway, so more students, we'll say 3 through 5, might go through that queue because there's more in those grade levels. And then K through 2, or maybe it's 2 through 5 or something. But that can be determined, but we can divide it up such that we can keep the queue off of the streets and not blocking the traffic. So that's a marked improvement of what's happening out there now, which I'm sure is the cars ringing the whole site. The idea is to keep cars off of Jim Miller, obviously. Military Parkway, you have the slip street there. It's not obviously not through traffic, and it's not as dangerous to have the cars if they needed to queue there, but we can contain all the cars on the campus in this scenario. And again, your students will be divided up by that pre-K on one end, and then the other two are divided up by the number of students in each of those queues. So I think that sums up our traffic management plan. Again, we're fortunate to be able to keep the traffic off the streets and keep it queued in our campus. So I will now open it up for any questions we may have. And Mary Carmen, if you'll go over how to raise your hand and put it in the chat, and we'll go from there.
Sure thing. Thank you for the information. So if you have any questions, you can either raise your hand, which is the raise your hand icon that's found at the bottom of the screen, or you can also write it down in the chat and we'll read it out loud. So while people are deciding if they have questions, Principal Falcon, can you tell us a little bit about the school and what you do and what makes it special?
Well, like I mentioned before, we're very excited about being a STEAM academy, which means we're really focused on science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. And it's our big focus. We actually have a state-of-the-art makerspace that is sharing our media center right now, but in the new building, we'll actually have them separate. We'll have our media center, and makerspace will have its own. It's where our kids are actually able to design project-based learning projects. I'm using that word twice, but basically it's where they're solving problems based on a project, and we're just stepping our toes in it, but we're very excited about it. It's really raising the rigor of our lessons, and our students get to actually experiment with real life problems. And actually this traffic one would have been a great one for them to work on, but they've been working on things like bridges and solving some of our environment issues that we have. But like I said, we're just stepping our toes into it, but it's amazing what the kids have already done. And we do it pre-K 3 through 5th grade.
Well, there's no need to tell the kids that we've already solved the traffic thing. They can give it a whirl.
This is true. And I will tell you, I have a 3rd grader. Every day we stand out there and I'm like, well, what do you got today? And he always has some kind of thing. Well, let's get rid of the stop signs. No, well, let's just get rid of cars. He has solutions every day, but we haven't found the right one yet. So we can definitely make that for them.
It's there. We just have to wait him out. He'll figure it out.
Yep.
Say, while we're waiting, Scott, could you give just a preliminary? I know we're very preliminary on permitting and timing on that, on some timeframes that may be involved in this, construction wise and everything. You're on mute.
Hang on a second. There we go.
There you go.
There we go. Let's see. Jessica, do you know where we're standing on permitting here? I'm looking at the schedule here.
I believe we're waiting for our zoning before we can submit for permit.
Right, and Carl.
So let's go with the assumption we'll have zoning by January, and then let's project forward from there.
Well, if you have zoning by January 8th, then we can submit for permit on January 10th.
And we're looking at, say, 3 months for permitting. Scott, do you have a guess on when we might take this out to bid?
I know that we're going to construction approximately July 11th, 2023. Bear with me. I have the schedule on my screen. The most recent one I have. We have to update this on Friday. Bear with me a second, Carl. I've gotten too used to Bluebeam, and I'm an Adobe professional now. Bidding starts March of the whole bidding and proposal phase runs from March 1st of 23 to May 25th of 23.
Okay.
And that's provided that we maintain and
Sure.
stand on schedule, which so far we are, with a few little bumps in the road.
So what's the projected length of construction?
Alrighty, bear with me. Construction phase is 421 days, 26th May 23 to 3 February of 25, as we stand right now.
Okay. And I think the key is that obviously the existing school will remain open. The students will remain in that school. That's one of the key things about, if you go to that first picture again, the key things of this design and the fortunateness of the site and the way it's laid out is that we can keep the students in the existing campus while we build the new campus. Then we'll open the new campus. Then in that summer time period, likely, we can then demo the old school and finish the parking and everything else and be ready for students. So it's fortunate this campus lays out and the design that Jessica and her team came up with that can sort of fit. We didn't even need a third grader in this case, fortunately. Although I was told in architecture school, 5-year-olds are the best designers because they don't have to worry about what they can't do.
That is right.
So, do we have any questions in the chat or anything?
Not so far, but I do see that Trustee Justin Henry has joined us. So, welcome, Trustee Henry. And we don't have any questions, but we certainly can you know, hang around here.
Well, and I think the key is that obviously, if anyone's listening in, this is being recorded and it's on the webpage, and they can. I've had some people text me and said they can't make it, but they'll watch it on the webpage. So I think it's good to give them information. So.
Yeah, we certainly will post it on the project website along with the presentation that we saw here today. So anybody who's interested will be able to see it. If you tell me, do we want to keep going for a bit?
No, I think we can wrap it up. I think it was a great meeting. Like I said, this will be posted to the website. If anybody wants to contact me who's listening to this on the web, you can contact me at balfred@dallasisd.org if you have any questions about the project, and I will respond to it. So with that, I think we can call it a night. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate the team. The design is looking great. Schedule's looking great. And I'll see you guys next time.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.